So Karen, how are we going to communicate beyond the media? How are we going to communicate what's happening with this program? My other concern I have is how long are we going to be down? You know, 1 minute I was told 60 days, then I was told 6 months. So what is that time frame? Because we need to know. And I appreciate the mutual aid agreement, but again, does that mutual aid agreement, are they being charged more than if we were doing the service ourselves? So that's a question that Commissioner Mann touched on, but we don't understand what that means. We're glad and we know that there's been no resident in danger of not getting a service. But the bottom line is they're not getting that service from Lee County government. They are getting that service from one of our mutual aids. So I don't know what that means in expense. I don't know what that means in follow-up. I don't have any understanding of that. And there lies some of my questions today on our agenda, Commissioner Manning. I'm very upset that you were not triggered on this. As soon as we had the first issue with a pilot, your office should have been informed, the county attorney's office should have been informed, and all of you should have sat down at a table and said, okay, what does this mean, and walked through it. And this is only one of many issues that not one elected official is aware of, and we're being told after the fact. I'm frustrated that when an elected official brings concerns to different management, it takes an act of God to get them reviewed. Literally, I'm told, back away, do this, do that, and then only to find out, wow, I really wasn't wrong. I want something taken care of. So we've got to figure here, the 5 of us, a policy and a procedure that is not so vague that we can keep the county attorney's office, the county manager's office, and the hearing examiner accountable, because those are the 3 people that work for us. And right now, I do not feel that there's accountability to us. I feel like we are constantly in reaction mode. And in deference to the respect that we have for both branches of government and the quality of people that serve us in this community, we have tried to be as understanding and as respectful as we can, but this is too much for me right now.
Mr. Chairman, a quick follow-up, if I may.
Sure.
Ms. Hawes, I'm a little curious why I don't see in the audience either Mr. Wilson or Ms. Dickerson, the 2 people that were intimately involved with this entire process dating back as far as you want to go, and who might be in a position to shed some light. And it gives the appearance, I think you made reference a minute ago to, if you have questions, anybody has questions, they can take them to you.
Right.
But it might be said that it sounds like you're trying to protect the people that in fact know day to day what was happening and might be able to shed light on these things. I've got to assume that you suggested they not be here today.
I have them working actually on getting some information together for this investigation. Your question,
I know that's important.
right.
But I would have thought it was even more important that they be here today, and well, they're not, but I thought it's an observation I felt I need to make.
Well, can she answer your question? Were they not asked to be here today?
She just said that she has them working on
That's
other
correct.
aspects of this.
So, but am I to infer that you asked them not to be here today?
I asked them not to be here
I just want
today.
to clarify. I mean, I understand what you're
Correct.
saying, but I don't know what that means. So sorry for being more precise. I've learned be specific. Okay. Can I just ask one follow-up? And I'm sorry to be a lecture. I asked you, how are we going to be communicating? What is your plan for us to the process in which you're going to go forward? And you said you're going to be investigating. We have an FAA investigation and we have an audit. So can you go down the line of all the investigations that are occurring and who's doing what, and then how we're going to be, how is your staff and you going to be communicating not only to our internally but externally?
I will give you a written report weekly on Friday. In November, we will have at Management and Planning options for you to consider. This will include a RFP, a detailed RFP, a scope of an RFP for you to consider whether or not you want to go out for privatization and other options for you to consider. So that would be developed and that will be presented to you in November.
Well, Mr. Chair, if I may, I'm just trying to see if we got something to save here, but now I'm being told we're going to go up for an RFP.
No,
we haven't got an investigation.
I'm not saying
I'm
that.
trying to understand what's broke internally, so even if I want to go up for an RFP, maybe you have more information than I have. Because right now what I see is a system that we shut down because we had some certifications. And what I've been told is you have this, that, I don't want to get into, that's probably an hour meeting, but for this reason. Now we've shifted, I asked, are we privatizing? Because I had a meeting, and the answer was, when we had the Bridges Island folks in, are we privatizing? The answer was absolutely not. Now, then I heard this week, we need to keep privatization as an option. And I don't have an issue with that per se, but I don't even know where I'm at yet. So what you're saying to me is you've got a timeline that you've outlined and that you're going to give us a written report every Friday.
I'm going to give you a written report every Friday. I will be talking to Mr. Green's office. We will have a scope of service of which you can approve, either add or delete. But there are some things that I will be looking at and I will be recommending to you to include in the scope of service that Mr. Green can.
The audit.
Right.
So do you think that audit will be done by November?
I would hope so, but I'll have to talk to Mr. Green.
So we don't know if we'll actually have an RFP in November, but that's your general timeline.
The RFP, I would expect to be completed by November.
Well, how can I go for an RFP when I don't know what's wrong within the system? How can I evaluate whether I want to go out for privatization if I don't even know if I want to keep what I've got?
We can do a scope of service for you by November. That's something that you can consider in November.
Okay. So give me all the investigations that are going on and who's doing them.
Mr. Green and I will be sitting down along with the internal
courts.
auditors. Mr. Short.
All right. So, and then you're doing your own administrative investigation?
I will be doing that along with our HR.
And then we have FAA.
FAA, yes, they were scheduled to be here today, but to my understanding is that they will not be here today.
So we have three. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I will be contacting them to find out when they will be here.
So we have 3 concurrent reviews being done right now?
Correct.
Okay. And which attorney in the county attorney's office is collaborating with you all to help you with making sure we go through these?
Andrea Fraser, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Well, I would just hope that you keep each other in the loop. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I apologize, Ms. Hawes, if this sounds like that we're singling you out for beating up on you over this issue, but it's a very serious issue.
Correct, sir.
And the buck does stop, of course, at your desk. Mm-hmm. You're telling me, and you made reference that this might be one of the options you brought back as an opportunity for us to look at other options rather than running this program ourselves.
Correct.
I'm looking again at the first story that appeared in the local news press that said both of the county's helicopters will be grounded for 6 to 9 months, officials said, and they're quoting Ms. Dickerson at this time, because they want to meet guidelines established by the Commission on Accreditation of Medical Transport Systems, which would seem to say that we fully intend to rebuild our own program, hire new pilots, hire new supervisors, hire registered nurses or whatever it takes, and after this additional accreditation, then we would be back in the business of running our own program. And that article came on August the 21st, and you met with your staff on August the 19th to get the staff recommendation of shutting everything down. But at that time, it sounded like it was a temporary shutdown, 6 to 9 months, until we can get our own act back together and go on flight again. But subsequent to that, now you're telling us that one of the options will be to go on the street and see if we can contract with somebody else. So from the August 21st, there's been an evolution in your thinking as to what might be ahead of us.
I think that there are various options out there, Commissioner, and I think we should be looking at all to provide the best service and the most cost-efficient service.
Well, that would be our goal any day on any program that we have, of course.
Correct.
I will tell you that I have spoken to a fellow in Atlanta who is in charge of a major helicopter program, not just up there, but in several communities. And they said they would be happy to come in here tomorrow and they could run this program and probably save us a couple of $1 million a year. I don't, who knows, but I would be certainly willing to look at contracting out for this service. I would be happy to look at, since we're all learning a little bit about this, partnering, for instance, with Collier County. If we've got a chopper we could set in the Bonita area and go both ways, we might be able to save heaps and heaps of dollars. I'm told that even the program where our pilots, the way we operate our own program, it's like there's 26 weeks on, 26 weeks off. If you take the 12-hour shifts that they're on, our pilots actually have 1/2 of a year when they're not working. So I don't know that we've ever reviewed any of that, but now that we're shut down, yes, I would agree that we ought to look at every possible option, but
okay.
The bottom line here is that I'm still disturbed that the commission individually and collectively was not brought in on this months ago when this thing was coming unraveled. And Commissioner Hall, I wish the chairman had been informed, but I wish we each had been informed, and I don't know anything in our county charter that requires them to alert only one commissioner. We all got the same vote and the same responsibility. We run countywide. I wasn't informed. You weren't informed. Nobody was informed on a serious issue that shut down a program that we've got 20 million tax dollars invested in, and now it sits out there and we're contracting for somebody else to come in and do it. So I'll be very anxious to hear the results of these various investigations, whatever you want to call them, or audits that are going on, but there's much more that we need to know about this.
Mr. Chairman, I just have one question for Andrea. Andrea, since these are all union positions, have we notified the union what the process is, and have they contacted us back as to what their involvement's going to be as we review all of this?
My understanding was that the union was notified of the shutdown, and pursuant to our agreement, whenever we're all available for impact bargaining, we will proceed that way.
So they haven't contacted us yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Karen, do you have anything further to add, or
I'm sorry?
do you have anything further?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, we got to wrap this up pretty soon.
I'm sure we would want to wrap up what I have to say pretty quickly. I tell you, I'm a little shocked that this is any different than many times before when we've scratched our heads as commissioners and wondered what the hell is going on. And I think, I have a lot of empathy for Karen right now because I understand she's in a tight position. And I guess I would say, Karen, I'm with you because, I'm not with you. You lost my confidence some time ago. I've said that. It's not like I've hidden it. It's not like I haven't made the effort. It's not like I haven't tried, in my humble opinion. We split company some time ago because I kept seeing this consistency where you'd keep us in the dark. I made specific requests for information regarding personnel matters, which I'm entitled to know, and I've been denied information, just not, ignored. I mean, the list, I'm just starting to make a list, department by department. And I'm wondering, not that I'm going to ask any commissioner, but what's so different about today than many times before we've seen this. There's an old